We've asked Stafford a lot. The last few weeks, we've been peppering him with, "Is this your last game? Do you want to be part of a rebuild?" Blah blah blah. He's not fighting it. He knows the reality, and even though he's kind of saying the right thing, he's not fighting it like, "Oh no, I'm the quarterback of the Lions." He's ready to go.
Looking for the tie with 4:26. Fake the slip. Stafford throws incomplete. Look for Quintez Cephas, who is defended by Dylan Maven. The Vikings hang on to the 2-point lead.
This was Matthew Stafford's last pass as a Detroit Lion.
Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, and it is monster news. A blockbuster trade in the NFL. Detroit is dealing Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams in exchange for 2 future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff. These are 2 former number 1 overall picks trading places that shakes things up both in Detroit and in LA.
Some were excited.
That team is gonna be dangerous, I think. Are they Super Bowl contenders? I'm not sure. Maybe I'd add another receiver or something. Maybe an extra piece on the offensive line or in the secondary. But I truly think that team could do something. I don't know if they're Super Bowl potential yet, but I would like to think they would. Maybe with Stafford, maybe not their first year, but the second year maybe. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see.
While others had their doubts.
Skip, before I give it a letter grade, Stafford is a substantial upgrade over Jared Goff. But it was a steep price to pay.
So you're giving it a letter grade of what?
I'm going to give him a letter grade of a C. And let me tell you why I gave it a C, Skip. Matthew Stafford is about to be 33 years of age, and he has an injury history. Remember, now 2018, he missed half the season. He had this year, he had thumb, rib, cartilage damage. In 2019, fractured bone in his back. 2016, dislocated finger. 2011, broken finger. 2010, separated shoulder. Dislocated patella tendon in his knee. Also in 2009. Oh, yeah, by the way, Skip, how many playoff games has he won? But here's this is one of the main reasons, Skip, I ended up getting him a C. In the regular season, people, listen to this. Matthew Stafford is 10-59 in his career versus teams that have made the playoffs. That is the worst of any quarterback in at least 40 starts versus playoff teams all time. They make it seem like they just traded for Patrick Mahomes. You want to think, Skip, I'm not saying Matthew Stafford isn't better than Jared Goff. I believe he is. But given his age, given his injury history, given what he hasn't accomplished, this is not a slam dunk like everybody is portraying it out to be. What year is that? Skip, I want to say, was it 2011, 2012? You remember when against the Packers, he threw for like 521, was about to leave for the day. They sat Aaron Rodgers. Matt Flynn started. That was when Matt Flynn got. That was his big play they gave. Matthew Stafford was dealing. I think he ended up having like 521. About to go ahead and lead him for the game-winning touchdown, have me at the edge of my seats. And what does he do? Throw a pick to end the game. He's had some great moments, but far too many have ended in, oh, damn, man, you left a lot to be desired.
People were calling on him to prove himself.
And articulated a concern I've had about Stafford. And what Monterez said is, through 12 years, he's never seen Stafford as one of these quarterbacks who is obsessed with greatness, who is obsessed with winning, who is obsessed with legacy. Just kind of like, hey, I work here. There's not much I can do about it. And, Peter, that's what's been odd to me. Would Peyton Manning have tolerated 12 years of crap in Detroit? Or would he have either fixed it himself or gotten the hell out of there? But I'm with you. Let's give it a wait and see, and maybe the Rams will be better.
You know what? The fans here are experiencing 2 big unveilings tonight. First, they finally get to experience a regular season game at SoFi Stadium. And second, they get their first look at Matthew Stafford, who did not play in the preseason. Now, Sean McVay believes Stafford could be the missing piece that propels this team to another Super Bowl. Not only does Stafford have an elite arm, McVay says he has the experience and football intellect that often get overshadowed by his athletic talent. So here we are in Southern California, where real estate is at a premium. Who carries the bigger mortgage? Owner Stan Kroenke and this over $5 billion stadium, or McVay and GM Les Snead who gave up Jared Goff and 3 draft picks, including 2 first-rounders, to get Stafford. We know this building will host Super Bowl 56 in February. We don't know if the Rams will be there, Al.
Rolling left, off to the fake. He's going to air it out. Deep downfield. Has a man open, and it's caught at the 15-yard line by Van Jefferson. And he gets up and rumbles to the end zone. Matthew Stafford.
Play on the run. Play this bootleg game. He comes rolling out, and check out the arm. When he goes back the other way, a rocket, and we were told to expect fireworks out of this offense early and often.
And that's exactly what they got.
First down.
However, that's not to say that everything was perfect.
Second and goal. Stafford throws it, and it's picked by Diggs. Was he in? And he was.
A pass in this game has not thrown a pick this year until now. Floated that one, looking for Cooper Kupp. Kupp didn't have a shot at it. Curry wills for some extra protection, and he flares out. And Stafford gets spun down, fires it away. It's picked off. And Tennessee will have a first and goal. Jeffrey Simmons almost had...
Rams started to struggle, especially in the middle part of the season. And along with the struggles of the Rams, so did Stafford, throwing multiple interceptions in multiple different games, including a stretch where he threw multiple pick sixes across multiple games. And people were starting to wonder whether or not the Rams were true contenders.
The Rams, since beating Tampa 2 months ago, they're 4-4. And the 4 wins have come against terrible teams, and the 4 losses have come against the good ones. And you watched last night, Broussard, and you know what it looked a lot like? I recognize that Matt Stafford. That's the Matt Stafford that throws a beautiful deep ball, and at times looks like, why isn't he one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football? But also will make some head-scratching decisions, and that fumble was atrocious. I have seen the best quarterbacks in football have their arm back, have it tomahawk chopped down, and hold on to the ball like they've got Gorilla Glue on their fingers. His elbow is lightly tapped, and he loses the football. So listen, we are barreling towards, Broussard, round 1, Rams at Cowboys. 2 teams, all in, Super Bowl expectations, and one of them is going to go home on the first playoff weekend of the year. So I think it's a big deal for a Rams team that has put all their eggs in this year's basket to see, okay, we're good, but we're not as good as the other good teams. We're not good enough, and I don't see that changing.
Well, one thing I think we can agree on is that he does not look right. Something is off with Matthew Stafford right now. To me, and this is pure speculation, and I'm not saying by any stretch that he is hurt, but he looks like something may not be physically, he may not be physically 100% right now with some of the throws that he's making. And maybe It's unfair to say that, but when you watch him right now, what does it look like to you?
Well, to me, it looks like a team that's built to run the football, that they haven't quite committed to the run. They're committing to the drop-back passing game, and their offensive line is not playing well. Therefore, the quarterback, his clock is sped up in his head. And so, Stafford isn't playing at peak level Stafford that we saw earlier in the season, but I think he has to work through these things because, Chris, I've told a lot of people this. We came into this season with one question. Was Matthew Stafford a great player trapped in a bad situation in Detroit? Or was Matthew Stafford a good player that couldn't elevate the situation in Detroit, and now he's going to get exposed when people think he's a great player?
The Rams ended their season in okay form. They weren't exactly wowing anyone at this point, but they had stopped their skid since the middle of the season. However, during a Week 18 game versus the San Francisco 49ers, an in-division game with lots riding on it, including playoff positioning, and the Rams having a lead both in the beginning of the game towards the end of the fourth quarter, they blew the lead, game went to overtime, and the 49ers win, and now they had a higher seed than the Rams did. And it was just this feeling of the Rams limping into the playoffs, like they weren't at peak form. Their offense wasn't performing as well as it could have. Their defense was struggling heavily. People were wondering whether or not Stafford could finally get over the hump and win a playoff game. Well, it was all up to him to put the nail in the coffin.
From their own 48, Stafford wants to throw. Across the middle, has Odell Beckham Jr. Shell in. Cardinals rushing to 3. Here's Tyler Higbee. Gets him back inside the 10. Loft one for Odell Beckham Jr. Got it down. Touchdown. Shell top of your screen and split him out. Down for the throw. Got Beckham again down the sideline. And he's crashed in the offseason. 3rd and 9. Stafford looking to get out of there. He's not done yet. On 4th down with 43 seconds remaining. Rams creepy. They rush forward. Burrow to throw for it. He's hit. He's hit. He's sacked. He throws it away. He flings it away on 4th down.
Is that 4th down?
We won, baby. We won.
Hey, great job, man. Go. Look, man. You're a world champion. Love you. You are a world champion. I love you. I love you, baby. I love you. Oh, dude. Unbelievable today.
The Rams ended up winning Super Bowl 56, a super tight and competitive game. How did they do it? It wouldn't have happened without 2 big-time throws from one big quarterback that they spent a lot to go get.
And he does get out.
Stafford, deep downfield! He's got Kupp again! He's at the 10. Stafford says, let's get down there. We gotta clock it. We gotta get the field goal. Clock running down. They have time. Rams getting set. Getting ready for Matt Gay to come in. He spikes it there, and Matt Gay will come in and try to win the game. Stafford caught on the run. Cup, who else? To the 24-yard line he goes.
Let's look at that one more time.